Every single day, people take unwanted or unused items to thrift and antique stores across the country. But as the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and we're here to prove it. Identify valuable things before you throw them away. Join us as we show and tell of treasures found and sold by a full-time reseller with the hopes of helping you find some treasures of your own. Welcome to the What's Sold podcast.
So here are examples of ones. I already talked about the Kobe Bryant rookie cards. Some Kobe Bryant rookie cards that are graded very well sell for thousands of dollars. So if I have a card that costs me very little, it's in good condition, even if I think it can get an 8, I'm willing to pay $14 for that. Wait a month and a half to sell it for $200 or $300. To me, that makes sense financially. Mm-hmm. I have a Bo Jackson football rookie card in good condition. So that was from, back in the 90s, kind of around when I was collecting cards. I've got an Andre Dawson rookie card. I've got a Tony Gwynn rookie card. I've got a Reggie Jackson rookie card here. Here's my King Griffey Jr. rookie card. I've got 10 of them. Wow. This one is the one in the best condition, so that's the one I'm going to send off to get graded. Oh, I've collected, and here's another one. I've collected them over time. I mean, some of these are things I've held on to since I was a kid. Other things I've bought and sold over time. Here's a Bo Jackson baseball rookie card. Here's another King Griffey rookie card. Here's a Frank Thomas rookie card. And this is my box right here of about 300 more that are all ones. I've got Wembanyama. Is that his last name? Victor Wembanyama. He's one of the most popular, I've got
center for the Spurs.
Yeah, I got 7 or 8 rookie cards of his that came out in the last year or two. I've got a bunch of Reggie Jackson cards. I've got 2 or 3 Nolan Ryan rookie cards. And then the most valuable one is this one right here. This is a Larry Bird rookie card from 1980, 1981. It features Larry Bird, Julius Erving, and Magic Johnson. And I believe it's at least an 8, probably a 9. The last card of this card that sold on eBay that was a 9 out of 10 sold for $16,000 on eBay. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is close. The problem, it has a little, it's very sharp, doesn't really have oils on it. It does have a little bit of color kind of splotching if you look at it. So my guess is it would be more of like an 8 or a 9. But there aren't a whole lot of this card that are a 10. And the other thing about PSA is, I believe, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe that you can get on, and any particular card, it will give a list of the number of them that they have given a particular grade to. So you could get on, and I need to do this. How many Larry Bird rookie cards have been given a 10 out of 10 out of the grading scale for PSA? How many have a 9? And then if I get on eBay, let's say that there are 15 10s that have ever been given a 10, and I get a 10, so I'm one of the 15. If I get on eBay and there's only 1 or 2 available for sale, then I'm one of only 3 people that have one available for sale on eBay, at least. Maybe one of the only people that have one for sale. And so all of a sudden I have a rare, high valuable, highly collectible card, and I can essentially put any price I want on it just to see if anybody's going to bite. Right? But the good thing about a card like this, a really valuable card, or even like a Nolan Ryan rookie card that might give me $3,000 or $4,000 if it grades out well, is that I could send one card off, sell that, the proceeds from that one card can pay for my cost to grade 500 or 600 other good cards. And then when those come back, I have no money in that. Right? It's already been paid for, and then it's just profit. And that's actually my strategy with these. I'm only going to send off about 20 cards to begin with. When I get those back and sell them, I'm going to send another 300. And when I get those back and get them listed, I'm going to send another 300 in. And I've got somewhere around 200 to 300 Michael Jordan cards over here that I need to get graded. Several of them aren't worth a ton.
How many?
Oh, probably 200 or 300.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and I've got a bunch from the from the 80s, around that late 80s, early 90s. I do have some that are, technically rookie cards, but not the one that tends to be the one that everyone wants. It sells for a ton of money. But who knows? Maybe I'll sell some of these and try to find myself one. But another thing I want to mention really fast is about these cards is that the best time to try to sell these is when there is some sort of event that has to do with this player. Like, the best time to sell these Kobe Bryant cards would have been within a couple of weeks of when he died. I hate to say that. I didn't create that situation. But naturally speaking, the increase in interest happens when that thing happens, right? When they put out some sort of special documentary on a particular Hall of Fame player, that might be a good time because now people are looking at it again. Oh yeah, I want to go see what their cards are, cost. Put that card out there. It's just like selling postcards right before that particular holiday. You sell a Valentine card a week or two before Valentine's Day. You sell your Halloween cards a week or two before Halloween because that's when the interest. So when Michael Jordan dies someday, that's going to be the spike in the value of his cards. So, it's a bummer. Sometimes people feel like they're taking advantage somehow of a bad situation. And I understand that, but things happen in life that you can't control. What you can control, though, is knowing when values are going to be high or low for whatever you have. So, be kind of paying attention to pop culture. So, like, I hate to say it, but I found out this morning Val Kilmer just passed away.
Right.
So if you have a signed picture of Val Kilmer, right now is when you're going to get the best price you'll ever get for that photograph, probably. Things like that. If you know what's going on around you and it relates to an item that you have, that's the time to try to get your money out of it if that's something that you want to do.
What about running a little bit tight on time, and we're going to talk about what you sold this week, but what about like sports memorabilia, like signed baseballs or basketballs or, I don't know, hockey stick, whatever it is, that a puck that someone got at a game and got signed? What is that? Is there a grading system for that, or is that more speculative?
Yeah, so those grading companies will grade all of those types of things, all types of things. I would say that I would be very cautious about buying items like that. Let's say it has a signature or something, and that's kind of the big reason why it should have the value, supposedly. If you're buying it and it has not been authenticated, I would be very, very cautious. If you don't know a whole lot about that, you don't have a way of, if you don't know it really well, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Unless it's something that's been handed down, something you personally had signed, or a family member and you trust them, you know where it came from, that kind of thing. Because signatures can be forged.
Right.
Don't buy the Babe Ruth, his first home run ball from somebody on Facebook Marketplace locally for $50. Like, that's not
what?
It ain't what it is. Okay.
I shouldn't?
No, I don't think you should. But if you find something that you want and for a decent deal, and you can see it's already been authenticated and you can look up a serial number online and validate that, sure. But if you have things, some people like to collect a certain person. So my last name is Brock, and my team. I grew up in Missouri. The team that I grew up following was the St. Louis Cardinals. That's always been my team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun to get Lou Brock cards because he was
Sweet Lou.
He was a great Hall of Famer player for the St. Louis Cardinals, and he has the same last name. So that may be something like you. Maybe Jones is your last name, and you collected Chipper Jones stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just your favorite team. And so, you may be that a family member collected a bunch of stuff because there was some sort of connection to your family, and they have a ball that's signed, and they've got all these photographs, and maybe they have all these sports cards or jerseys and stuff. Yeah, all that stuff can have value. If you have a really nice jersey from Michael Jordan in that short period of time when he wasn't wearing 23, he was wearing, 45, something like that.
Right.
Then, yeah, that could be, because it was a short-lived period of time, so there weren't all that many produced. I had a jersey in middle school, Jordan jersey, where he had that other number. I don't have it anymore. I think we gave it away or sold it. I wish I still had it because it would be of some decent value today.
Or his rookie baseball card, because he played minor league baseball. I'm sure there's a card out there for him.
Oh, sure.
In his, I think he played for the Birmingham Stallions or something, but he played both. So, yeah,
exactly.
Well, we're going to keep an eye out for that stuff. I agree with you. I think it is a challenge to make sure that it is authenticated because there are scammers everywhere. Yeah. So be aware of that.
Well, how about this?
All right, it is come time in the show.
We've gone so long. I had other things I wanted to do. So here's the teaser for if you'll allow me, for our next show. We may not have a big story topic like this that we discussed, but I'll have multiple other things I want to show and talk about that I sold. And then I've got a really bad story to share and a really exciting story.
Oh, I like when you give
I'll
a
let
teaser.
you tell me which order you want those in next time.
Like you want the good news or the bad news. That's I like it.
Exactly. We'll do that, and I'll have some other really good stuff. And you know what? I will. For anyone who cares, in a few months, when I get these cards back that I sent to have graded, I'll give you an update. What came back matching what I thought it would be, what was lower than I thought, what's higher, and what do I think of the process? Would I recommend it? Would I not? How am I doing on the sales of these things? We should come back to this.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny. I was thinking when you were talking about grading, I have a friend, more of an acquaintance back from when I lived in San Francisco. He was a lawyer, a successful lawyer who actually sadly passed away. He had an incredible sports memorabilia collection. And when I mean incredible, I mean like 1,000 signed baseballs, all authenticated.
Wow.
Jerseys. His whole house was a monument to sports memorabilia. And I got to imagine that when he passed away, that there was an estate sale. Those things happen. And it's like you said, it's sad, but it's the reality of the world. So, if you're in an area where somebody is a collector, keep an eye on, not for them to die, but they might want to sell some of that stuff. It's like any other commodity. If you know that you can make, 2x on it, it might be worth it if you can make $1,000 on, you invest $1,000 and then you sell it and make $1,000. So probably keep an eye on that kind of stuff on eBay or other places where that's traded. And that way, if you do collect this stuff, you could sell it and make some money off it.
Exactly. On the last episode, you mentioned a particular type of comic book that you enjoyed collecting the most. And what was that?
X-Men. The X-Men.
Okay. I have an X-Men 2099 #1, and that's coming your way, my man.
What year is that?
It's from the 80s, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh.
So not like super old.
Yeah,
In
so
fact,
they did.
Here, let me see
I
here.
actually did some research on that after we got
Actually,
off
it's
the air.
93.
Well, they
but
did.
Still.
The first original X-Men came out in the 60s, actually. I thought it was in the early 70s, but it was the 60s.
Okay.
And they've done these, and that's another thing which is similar to this whole thing. So as we go out, it actually is something to be aware of, that they will re-release these different things. So you got to be aware of that X-Men right there. That was released 35 years after. It was probably like, the 35th anniversary or something, and it could be an amazing story, but that kind of stuff, they're trying to make money off of the notoriety of the deal.
Of course.
So, I will enjoy that X-Men. That
Wonderful.
will go up in my office. I will be framing that. So someday my daughter can go, "What's this X-Men #1 here?"
That's right.
Anyway, all right. Well, that is all the time that we have. It has been, as we are again apt to do, we have gone a little bit long, but we really appreciate you guys taking the time to spend an hour with us. Hopefully you pick up something. Hopefully you find that Honus Wagner in that coffee can that I buried under the house, and that you grade it out at a 9 or a 10, and then you can retire on that.
Wonderful.
But if you can't, come back and join us. Remember to write a review, follow, like, and subscribe, all those fun things, and check out our YouTube channel. We've got lots of different things out there. We really appreciate you guys. Keep the comments coming. We're getting lots of them. But otherwise, that is all the time we have for today. So have a great week, everybody. We will be back next week with a brand new show.